There's a moment in most sessions that nobody writes down. Something happens, small, ordinary, over in 2 seconds, and the next 20 minutes belong to it. You trade a little faster, you skip a confirmation, and later, reviewing the day, you'll blame the trades. But the trades were downstream. Something pulled the lever. Here's what's strange about it. Ask a trader to describe their setup, and you'll get precision. The level, the confirmation, the invalidation, all of it. Ask that same trader to name the 3 things that reliably set them off, and you get a shrug. Something about tilt, something about frustration. The list exists, it's just never been written down, so it keeps running from the dark. Last workout, we checked the state at the door, the 90-second pre-flight, before the first chart. But you don't stay at the door. The session moves, and things happen inside it. Today, we go in and map them. Welcome back to the Com Lucro channel. This is your psychology mindset workout for traders. And today's workout is trigger awareness mapping, building your own written map of the specific events that flip your state while you trade. The drill has a name and 3 numbers. The 1-5-10 trigger map. 1 second to mark it, 5 minutes to write it, 10 sessions to see it. Start with why a map is even possible. Your reactions aren't random, they're cued. Charles Duhigg laid the anatomy out in The Power of Habit. A cue, then a routine, then a reward, running on repeat. And notice what that means for a trader. You almost never get to delete the cue. The market will keep doing the thing it does. What you can change is what follows it. But you can't change a routine that's attached to a cue you've never identified. There's also a timing problem you have to respect. Daniel Kahneman described the split in Thinking Fast and Slow, a fast system that reacts and a slow one that reasons, and the fast one always goes first. By the time you can explain what happened, you've already tidied it into a story. So the mark gets made live in the second it happens. The thinking happens later, when the slow system finally shows up. Let me be honest about what this buys you, though. A map won't stop the trigger. Awareness alone has never stopped an impulse. That's why the reset gets its own workout later in this series. What the map buys is warning. A few seconds between the cue and your hand, which is exactly the gap every other tool in this course needs in order to work. So, if this kind of content helps you, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you the moment they go live. And feel free to share in the comments which topics you would like us to explore in future videos. And if you want to support the channel on a deeper level, consider becoming a member to unlock exclusive content and help keep these lessons coming. You'll also find links to our trusted partners in the description below. Using them costs you nothing, and it directly helps the channel keep producing free educational content like this. Step 1 is the tick. During the session, the instant you feel the charge, the jaw, the lean toward the screen, the small jolt, you make one mark and write the clock time beside it. That's the whole step. No words, no reason, no judgment. A sticky note works. A line in your platform's notes works. 1 second and you're back on the chart. Step 2 is the 5-minute closeout. When the session ends, before you stand up, turn each tick into one row with 3 columns. What happened, what you felt, what you did next. 5 minutes while it's still warm. Wait until the evening and you'll write fiction. The tick is the photograph. The row is the caption you write while you still remember the shot. Step 3 is where most trigger journals quietly fail. Write the cue, not the story. A cue is an event a camera could have recorded. Price reached my level and moved without me is a cue. The market hunted my stop is a story. Mark Douglas built trading in the zone around exactly that difference. The market gives you movement, and you supply the meaning. Write the movement. The meaning changes every week. The movement is what repeats. Step 4 is cluster and count after 10 sessions. Lay the rows out and group the ones that are the same thing wearing different clothes. Then order them by how often they appear, not by how much each one hurt. Traders always want to start with the disaster. But the row that shows up 11 times, costing you a little each time, will take more from your year than the one that showed up once and burned. Step 5 turns your top 3 into early warning lines. 1 line each in a fixed shape. When this happens, my first signal is this, and I run that. When price leaves without me, my shoulders come up, and I run the 4-2-6 interrupt before I touch the mouse. Cue, body signal, tool. 3 lines. That's your map. And the shape of that line isn't decoration. Peter Gollwitzer named it in American Psychologist back in 1999, an implementation intention, the plain if-then plan, and showed it beats a general good intention. He and Paul Sheeran later pooled 94 independent tests of it and found a medium to large effect on actually following through. Deciding in advance beats deciding in the moment, because in the moment, you're the one who's activated. Keep the artifact small. 1 index card, 3 lines, somewhere you can see it without opening anything. A 40-page trigger journal is a hobby. A 3-line card you actually read at 9 in the morning is a tool. And when a trigger stops firing for a month, retire that line and promote the next one up. The map is a living document, not a monument. Now keep this drill separate from its neighbors, because they overlap and traders mix them up. The 4-2-6 interrupt is the break, measured in seconds. The pre-flight is the check at the door, once per session. Next workout will turn your state into a number with calibration, and further ahead comes the reset, for when you're already gone. Mapping is none of those. It's the reconnaissance. It works across sessions, and it's what tells every other tool where to point. Let's make it real. Imagine it's the middle of your session, and you open the account tab. No reason, just a glance at the number. It's red. Nothing on the chart changed, but your next decision does. The entry you were going to pass on suddenly looks acceptable. Tick it with the minute it happened. And if checked the P&L mid-session keeps appearing 10 sessions later, that's not a character flaw. It's a cue with a fix. And the fix isn't in your head. It's in your screen layout. Here's a quieter one. You spent 40 minutes on the analysis. Levels drawn, scenarios written, alerts set. And price went exactly where you said without ever offering you the entry. You were right, and you got nothing. That's a specific trigger. Not fear, not greed, but wasted effort. And it has a signature move. You go looking for somewhere to put the work. Tick it. Then check what you did in the 10 minutes that followed. That's usually where the cost is. So how do you start today? Don't build a system. Take 1 sticky note into your next session and make marks on it. That's it. Traders lose this drill by designing a beautiful spreadsheet on Sunday and never ticking anything on Monday. The tick is the drill. Everything else is filing. Your exercise for this week is simple. 5 sessions of ticks. On Friday, spend 15 minutes turning them into rows, group them, and circle your top 3 by frequency. Then write 1 early warning line, just 1 for your number 1 trigger, and put that card where you'll see it before the market opens on Monday. Do that for a few weeks, and something quiet changes. The trigger still arrives, but it stops arriving as a surprise. You start recognizing it while it's still forming, and that recognition is the gap every other tool fits into. That's the law of this workout. A trigger you've mapped arrives early. Next workout, we take the state you've been noticing and give it a number. Emotional state calibration, 0 to 10, with real anchors. Stay focused, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next workout. So, trader, if this video brought you more clarity, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you. And tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next. And if you want to go deeper, you can become a member of the Lucro Trader community right here on YouTube. It unlocks exclusive content, early access, and extra tools for your development, while directly supporting the channel. You'll also find our trusted partners linked in the description. Using those links costs you nothing and helps us keep producing this kind of educational content. And remember, the mission of the Lucro channel is simple. We help traders build clarity, confidence, and structure, so every decision is made with discipline and intention. Here you'll find complete courses built as a true trading masterclass. Liquidity, market structure, higher time frame analysis, and supply and demand. Always focused on reading price and executing with a professional mindset. We also cover trading psychology, risk management, and long-term consistency. Because trading isn't just about charts. It's about mindset, discipline, and execution over time. Our main courses include smart money concepts, ICT, technical analysis, trading psychology, and Wyckoff. Alongside that, we share insights from respected traders whose work helps you understand how markets really behave. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.